Alex Jones, and I'm here to tell you folks, the world has fallen. The fascist globalist overlords, they're implementing the Great Reset. You don't believe me? I've seen the tapes. Watch it, folks. Watch as these pot-bellied Zoomer goblins work with the Illuminati to pit us against each other. I promise I'd be a good boy.
I'm a good boy.
There's only one cure, folks, and that's liberty. And there's no better channel to find freedom than Fabian Liberty. Anarchy is order. Government is civil war.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
I got you, sir. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes. Hold on. Get ready. Bloody. So we gotta move to the front.
Not only do you have a micro penis, which is an important point, but on top of that, you refuse to share your Pokemon cards, and that's not nice.
So first of all, a 2-inch penis is not a micro penis, okay? And for your second point, my Pokemon cards are all mine, and I don't have to share them if I don't want them. I work super hard to get them, and they're really special to me. So I'll keep them.
You don't understand. You can't continue to play with us if you refuse to share your
Not fair.
cards.
I'm Ukrainian, and this is my bridge. I'm Ukrainian, and this is my gas station. I'm Ukrainian, and this is my school.
2 seconds earlier.
Would you let a Jew work out in your gym without paying if he claimed that the membership was promised to him by God 4,000 years ago?
No. Bro, you are fucking...
That's a good question.
Yo, you're fucking funny. No, I mean, everyone pays.
What if he tried bombing you for that?
Bro, I mean, that would be like some crazy crime. Some acted, I don't even know, there, I don't know.
Are you taking a political stance right now?
Is found in my house. That's called a bird grasshopper. I'm gonna eat him.
He's not been transparent. I mean, there may be...
They are making routine announcements about the things they are finding, and they are inviting questions about the things they are finding every single day.
But by definition, he's not being transparent. They're not providing data for the things that they say they have found evidence of. They just aren't.
The White House has provided...
You can make announcements, and he also did admit that he actually...
So you just don't believe it. I mean, they are providing information. You just choose not to believe that it's true.
We're seeing about 13 months for these brain and spine MRIs. Cool. Canada, where healthcare is free, but only if you can afford to wait.
Step 10, states must publish their own map and allow internal challenges to their own map. So the government has published a map. They have invited the states to challenge the map. Then states have submitted initial proposals, and they then have to publish their own map and allow challenges.
Wait, who's challenging it within the state?
Well, organized interest groups, environmental groups, like I don't know who specifically, but literally anybody. This is, right. I want to say something because it's very important I say this. This is the Biden administration's process for its own bill. They wanted this to happen. This is how liberal government works now.
This is something they instituted for this bill.
For their bill. This is a bill passed by Democrats with a regulatory structure written by Democratic administration. Okay.
Right.
Step 11.
Ideological subversion is the slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country.
For our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth might not be the right place to start. In fact, our reverence for the truth might be a distraction that's getting in the way of finding common ground and getting things done.
free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This could be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment. Thank you.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
In the shower, on a walk, the Dylan hour. Feeling sweet, feeling sour. I feel nothing. The Dylan hour.
Hello and welcome to Wales. We understand being a refugee isn't easy. They go through so much. Fleeing your country is difficult, but Wales wants to help you feel welcome. The Welsh Refugee Council is here to help you.
Tell me you love me. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. You message one other guy ever again whether we're together or not. You understand me?
But if you're a man who's stuck with a woman and you don't even get along with each other and it's a show marriage and you have to be together and you argue all the time and you're sexually repressed and you're being promised in secret that you can go to an island and finally be pleasured and satisfied, no one's ever going to find out, that's how you end up on the island. So this whole monogamy garbage that's being pushed by the West, especially amongst our elites, is the reason we have the biggest problem with pedophilia, and they don't have this problem in South America.
The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice.
I'm always arguing with them. Hey guys, if no one pays taxes, then who's going to stop the fires? Who's going to stop all the violent crime? Dummies. And then the LA fire happened, and the fire department didn't stop the fire because I guess they ran out of budget for water, and the police didn't stop the looting because I guess they didn't want to get near the fire. And so I guess I lost that argument. My bad.
Mute fallacy. I kind of want to make like a 45-minute intro video and just list it to where the only person that can see it is Slope is Dope, and then just go live and play it, and then just have him be like, yo, where how long is this intro? Like this intro, like just to see how long he stays watching the intro video bitching, being like, where is everybody? No, it's like 8 minutes and 20 seconds. It's just long enough to get everybody in here so I don't have to talk to two people because I just went live. What the fuck is the Dylan Hour? That's Dylan Mulvaney's new podcast. Let me find her the full thing. So you have the full video, but you don't have the full audio. I crunched up the video and like sped it up so that the full video is in there. Let's see if I can find it. Why is it not on YouTube? It's the Dylan Hour. I get intro maybe, I guess. Yeah, here we go. Bitch.
So this is the whole song.
In your car, in the shower, on a walk.
This is their new podcast, and it's the lyrics are disturbing.
The Dylan Hour, feeling sweet, feeling sour. I feel nothing. The Dylan Hour. My couch is open, it's better than therapy. All you soccer moms, all your theys and thems, all your bottom boys, my bisexual femmes. Come one and all, disassociate with me. It's free. Grab a drink, or two or three. You have no friends, all good, you got me. It's the Dylan Hour. Love ya.
Right, so I gave you the whole video, but I just gave you like the intro thing. But like the actual song lyrics itself are fucking even more disturbing. Because she literally tells, or he, whatever, I don't fucking care. I have a hard time when people are trying that hard to look like a fucking female. It breaks my brain to call them a he. But out of sheer disrespect, I will misgender Dylan Mulvaney because I hate that person. So like he literally tells you to fucking disassociate, and that like you have no friends, and that you like it doesn't matter that you have no friends. Just just do whatever. It's crazy. Scott would for Dylan, not for Dylan Mulvaney. I would fuck a trans person if they were hot enough, but not. I say that, but I feel like I'm the type of guy that would like go to Thailand and be like, ooh, and like go and like talk to a lady boy, and then the moment they open their mouth and they're like, I'm lady boy, I'd be like, nope, penis, I can't, I'm out. Like, I can't. But honestly, like in my heart, I feel like I would fuck a trans person if they were hot. But I don't think I could go through with it. I see some of them and I'm like, yo, the fucking face, the tits, the ass, they all look good. Yeah, Nazmir's thing was up for like half a second. Yeah, no, I just did the Jay Dyer. I guess he was on YouTube. I didn't know he was on YouTube. He invited me to his Twitter space, and then he was on YouTube. I didn't know. I might have streamed it if I'd have known that, but yeah, I was just trying to get the Twitter audience in on that, because he kept not wanting to do a debate or moderate. He kept just wanting me to go on Twitter. And I was like, let's do a moderation thing. Let's do it. And then eventually I was just like, all right, whatever, fuck it. I'll do it today. And yeah, I should have trusted my instincts. Not having a moderator on that was just a giant fucking headache of him interrupting and refusing to accept anything that I said at all. And then just be like, I'll philosophy bro you with words. And then, I tried to listen to his arguments the best as I could, but the problem is that like in previous debates, he's affirmed everything he denied. Like he fucking, many of the things he was saying were bullshit are things that he said himself. They're his own words. And at one point he interrupted me 3 words into a sentence to tell me my argument was dumb. And I was like, dude, this is part of your argument too. Like you're interrupting me 3 words in and telling me that you know my whole argument and that it's dumb. Like, what is happening? Scott Slope told me you're female to male. That's all cool with us. Nah, bro. It's a trap. Yeah, it was a bit of a headache. It was just annoying, to be honest. He's just a very bad faith person. I know that people say like, oh, that's a cope, and I started off bad faith too. I started off with name calling him a pussy and shit, because he was for a while. But I recanted at the end because it's like, well, okay, well, he did the debate. You know what I mean? He did it for the whole time, but it's just like, dude, it's so fucking. Like, he could not just like allow me to make any argument. Also, people the entire time were saying my mic was like super quiet, nobody could hear me, and I don't think that's anything he did. So like, there were people who were like, he turned down your mic. I don't think you can do that on Twitter. I've just always had issues with Twitter Spaces. So like, I don't think that was a him thing. How did I get my Adam's apple so small? By being fat. Right? Just, I'm fat. Your mic seems quiet to me. Oh yeah, I might have turned down my microphone again. Let me go back to my microphone settings. Because Twitter will do it too. Yeah, I fixed it. And then I have to go back in Brave settings to make sure it doesn't cut it down. Elder Scrolls Race tier list. Oh god, I haven't played. So we'll get into it. We'll play some Elder Scrolls in a little bit. I haven't started it up yet, but I haven't played that game in like 15 years. So I don't remember. Oh, dude, it was a total shitfest. Tim Pool fat. Redguard Supremacy. I mean, it depends on your build, obviously. I usually play Breton. I feel like Breton, from what I remember, is like in the end game and mid game, is always superior just because of the 15% or 10% magic damage reduction. Blonde white man with sword and shield. Oh, we're really going to piss off the developers of Larian Studios on that one, huh? Remember when that shit happened? When like Larian came out and they were like, why is everyone playing a white male fighter? Like, why aren't people playing the other races and classes? People were like, nah, man. I want my character to look like me. Scott, won't you take on sports betting and how it could potentially corrupt the integrity of sports? I'm not so sure I give a fuck about the integrity of sports at like a high, like a collegiate and above level. Like, I think it's cool for kids. I just don't know that I really care that, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you care about that, then you know, set that up in your sports league. No, I think sports betting is pretty gay. Is it a NAP violation? It's only a NAP violation if it's fraud. Like, if people throw the match because, like, they, you know, or they're guaranteed some money and then they, you know, then it can become fraud. But, I mean, if the game is rigged, then the, you know what I mean, and, like, the people betting, you know, running the betting site or whatever are in on it, then yeah, then it becomes a violation of the non-aggression principle. But not, like, but how would betting be, in and of itself, be a violation of the NAP? It's like, that's what capitalism is, right? Is betting on the future by, like, investment strategies. Like, that's what the capitalist does. I wanted a character like me, only Nords were tall enough. How tall are you, Silver Ogre? Yeah, but that's a beginning. Like, if people lose money, they become aggressive. Their aggression from making dumb bets might be a NAP violation. 6'7", dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. What do you mean I know how tall I am? You've been here for years. I forget shit all the time. I don't remember that. No, 6'7" sucks. I'm 6'5" and I'm too tall. I'd much rather be like 6'3", 6'2". Okay, 6'6". Yeah, no, 6'7" is like too much, man. 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", 6'4" is like fine. But like ideal height, I'd rather be like 6'2", 6'3". Yeah, 6'7", I think, or 6'6" is like the peak on like fucking Tinder or Bumble filters or whatever. But women are retarded, and they don't even know. Like they'll be like women think their boyfriends that are like 5'10" or 6 feet because their boyfriend told them, and they still can't figure it out. Slope, being annoying and capitalizing because you want to take control of the whole conversation is like not a way to get me to pay attention to you. Like just like spamming shit with caps lock to be like, what do you is like, nope. Like, why would I reward your fucking childish behavior? Five talking about being over 6'9" is amazing. You get to be in the NBA. The average height in the NBA is like 6'7" or 6'6", somewhere around there. I don't know I don't even know what you're talking about. I read what you said, and it's like I don't know what you mean by an oath claim. I read it. I was like, and I looked at it, and I was like, "What's an oath claim?" And then my next thing was like, "Why is it a instead of an?" I don't know what he means. So I just didn't respond because I thought it was stupid. It's not like I didn't fucking talk about the Jay Dyer thing. Like I'm not like afraid to talk about it. It just didn't seem worth mentioning. Chat was talking about how tall people were in sports betting. Is it a nap violation if I haven't showered for a week, then purposely go into a crowded bus to spread my stink? No, because there's no it's actually, your question's more interesting than you think, because you're probably just memeing. But like the reason your question's actually kind of interesting is because the problem that you're elucidating is only a problem because public property exists. See, the problem with public property is that we have to like come to terms with like letting everybody that is being reasonably behaved have access to public property. So like, you know, and we have all these laws against discrimination. So private businesses and public property are not able to exclude. So under like an ANCAP system, if you're a stinky Indian and you like hop on the fucking public transit, the conductor can just be like, "Hey, you stink, get off." And then they'll be like, "Well, I have my right." No, it's my private property. I have the right to evict you whenever I want. You smell like shit. Go take a shower. Get off my fucking train. And so like the real problem stems from the existence of public property, where we're like, well, we don't want to be discriminatory towards certain people and certain blah, 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 blah. Like that's why you have this idea that it's like somehow aggressive to get rid of somebody, you know, on public transit. It's because of the public property in and of itself. Fabian Liberty, do you think autism rates are rising significantly? Like what? That's just a fact. Like we went from like 1 in 30,000 to like 1 in 28. Now, granted, diagnoses have increased, but that doesn't fully explain the phenomena. And we know that the phenomena is tied, you know, heavily correlated with aged male sperm. So when men are like in their 30s and beyond, especially like past 36 or something, and they're having children, we know that the autism rates skyrocket based off of aged male sperm. Most things, neurological disorders, diseases, things like that, tend to correlate with geriatric pregnancies from women, right? So it's like a woman that is over the age of 35, that's a geriatric pregnancy. If you're like pregnant at 36, you know, that comes with a lot of serious medical problems and extremely high, you know, way more likely to have like birth defects and mental disorders and things like that. But for whatever reason, ADHD and especially autism seems to track more with the aged male sperm. And I think it's probably both. I think that it's just women that have older kids and like single moms and shit overdiagnose their kids with ADHD even more than they do autism. And so I think that it's probably like a similar correlation. But setting that aside, yeah, that's just a fact. Autism is going through the roof, and it's probably something to do with health or something. I don't know though. Did I have tea today? I had a cup of coffee. I'm doing fine. I cut my own hair, so no, I didn't get a haircut. I always cut my own hair. I don't know. Historically, men aged 36 have their first wife back in 1800s. Doubt autism was a thing then. So saying it's correlated with aged male sperm is not the same thing as saying the older men get, the cause is the sperm being old, right? So like, let's say we can take any one factor and let's say it's microplastics, right? We know that microplastics are affecting fertility, and we know that they end up in the testicular region, like the vas deferens and all that shit ends up full of microplastics. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, I'm not saying this is the cause, but let's say it was microplastics. Then what you would know with the aged male sperm is that the microplastics would be affecting the autism rates more and more as more of the microplastics build up and as the sperm gets older. So that doesn't mean aged male sperm causes autism. We're saying it's highly correlated with aged male sperm. It could be something in our food, something in our water, something that is affecting our testosterone levels, whatever that is, and then whatever that effect is either comes to fruition or is at a higher rate as men get older. Or even just genetics. I mean, like, there could be like an epigenetic situation going on, and that could be, that could be it too. Yeah. Do you think it's healthier to freeze sperm in my youth as opposed to conceiving naturally in my 30s or something? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I couldn't answer that. Like, I don't have enough knowledge specifically in that domain to be able to answer that question. Ayn Rand would shut down almost all J. Dyer arguments with the stolen concept fallacies. Fair enough. Sam, wait, must be to somebody named Sam, but I don't see a Sam in chat. All that I just think the boomers sold out to big plastic and don't care. They don't care about the grandchildren having autism. They got cheap stuff. Yeah. Why does everybody keep saying I'm going to get a rematch with Jay Dyer? Probably got to get more clout and then I will. But if I ever do one again, like, I'm getting a moderator because that was just fucking a waste. Like, it was so frustrating to the point of just being a waste of time. The only thing it did is it got me exposure into a very small portion of his audience. Because I've gotten some DMs and they're like, shut up, you're so bad faith and you talk too much, which is like, that's hilarious if you watch that debate, because that dude could not let me finish any sentence about anything without immediately interrupting, and then more often than not wouldn't answer questions and then would accuse me of that when it's just like, dude, I need more than 3 words to answer your question. Like, he would just constantly be like at one point I said, was obviously knowledge is, and then he interrupted me. And I was like, dude, I haven't finished that fucking sentence. You have no idea what I'm saying. And he was like, I know you're wrong. And it's just like, okay, bro. Like, to a certain point, it was just like, dude, this dude is so dishonest. I love how all the Christian apologists are some of the most dishonest people I've met. Like, Andrew's pretty cool. Andrew's cool until you get him like really cornered. Then he starts playing games. But like Jim Bob and Jay Dyer, who I've both debated recently, like, they're both like just extremely dishonest people. And it's like, isn't the whole Christianity thing supposed to be like wouldn't you think that would make you like more honest and more like caring about the truth? But it's like, no, they're just proselytizing. They're just using you to proselytize. But yeah, no, if I did it again, I would definitely do it with a moderator so that I could actually make my arguments. will I ever debate 9/11 conspiracy? I mean, I debate most things so long as they're my position. I don't really what am I supposed to debate on the 9/11 conspiracy? See, this is a problem with not being a grifter and actually just being about genuinely trying to search for the truth. Is there's a lot of topics where I'm not on the fence. I just believe both sides actually have some points, right? I think the full blown the Jews did 9/11 people are crazy, but there's plenty of evidence to suggest that there was a rogue CIA, FBI attaché that let those people into the country, knowing all kinds of fucking problems, knowing that they were Saudi funded, didn't inform DNI, didn't inform anybody in the FBI, didn't inform a lot of people, and that if they had done that, 9/11 almost certainly wouldn't have happened. Now, do I know what level of fucking, what level of funding, or whether or not it was trying to start a war, or whether or not it was just a rogue group that was we have to get results, so we keep this shit secret? I don't fucking know. Nobody does. Anybody that claims to know all of those details is full of shit. But the jet fuel can't melt steel beams people. It's dude, just talk to a blacksmith. You don't need to melt the steel beams for them to bend, for them to become less sturdy and pliable. It's dumb. They let it happen seems most plausible to me. I feel that's so much of the problem. I think the biggest problem with government conspiracy theories is it seems that most people that engage, that no longer believe the mainstream narrative, whenever they have a conspiracy theory, they pick one or the other, and they don't realize that more often than not it's both. And so here's the two things that they pick. They either pick that there is this grand conspiracy of well-connected, intelligent elites that, run everything because it's within their own political power and influence to do so for their personal gain. Or that's what it's not either or, but it's those same people. If you just follow their Twitter feed or their Facebook posts, that same day will be talking about how the government is incredibly incompetent and how they can't manage to do anything because of layers of bureaucracy and stupidity. But they don't fail because they can tax as much money as they need to keep funding programs that don't work. And the truth is that it's never always just the elite thing. It's both. It's you have people, well-connected people, and that want to start wars, that want to do shit, that don't care about the economy, that want bad policy that helps them maintain their own power, and then they use the state as an apparatus which is full of inconsistencies and contradictions and people working at cross purposes and layers of red tape that make it easy to do nefarious shit because it's buried under so much bullshit, but is also a very slow moving, ineffective machine. And it's if you want to understand, so once you combine those things together as a view of how government operates, then things make sense. But the problem is that people will they'll set aside all the inefficiencies of bureaucracy in the state and all that, and just focus on and then this guy at the Rockefeller was super connected and this and that, and it's yeah, but you took it too far because you forgot how retarded the state is. And then they'll flip depending on exactly. Those same people will be and Elon Musk has proven with Doge how inefficient the government is. And then the next one, they'll be Klaus Schwab runs everything and it's a perfectly well-oiled machine. It's no, dude, it's both. I know he just stepped down, but still. I need to watch the newest Hoppe lecture. Is that the It's an hour and 8 minutes long. I'm talking about considerations and reflections of a veteran reactionary libertarian. Is that what you're talking about? Or is it a different one? But yeah, dude, that Jay Dyer thing was so fucking mind-numbingly annoying. Of just like not getting anywhere. That like I was like, yeah, I'm buying Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remake, and we're gonna play some Elder Scrolls, and then maybe we'll do some reactions throughout. Especially if people pay me, I'll definitely do a reaction. But we'll see what happens. We'll start the game up here in a little bit, and we'll just get started with the game. I don't remember shit. I need you guys to recognize that and not be judging me too much, because I haven't watched any videos on it. I've just seen like a couple of clips. Why are you in the live stream waiting room? I'm not bringing on the live stream to play Elder Scrolls with me. And why are you linking in Discord the video that I just gave you the full name of? Like, obviously, I already have a link to it. What are you doing, Trex? You're getting excitable. You should have a playthrough where you do a genocide. That's rough. I feel like I did a lot of genocides in Oblivion when I played it back in the day, but that was like in between the Somerset Isles expansion coming out or whatever DLC came out. I think it was Somerset Isles. Might have been something else. It was like in between those things coming out. And so it was literally just like, I'm bored, so I started killing everything because I was like max level and had done everything in the game. Like genocide was super fun, but only after I'd already like gotten bored of everything. You want to clip me saying I did a lot of genocides? Shivering Isles, is that what it was? What did I say it was? I think I might be like confusing it. I don't remember the name of it, but there was an expansion that came out with Elder Scrolls Online, which, by the way, Elder Scrolls Online, boys, if you just want to play through the story, is a really, really good game if you just play through the story. It's all voice acted. It's a lot of fun. Might be some lore breaking shit in there, but there's like hundreds of hours of voice acted quests that you can play. And everything is like level based, so you can just go at your own pace. Great game to like it. Like, obviously you're supposed to do dungeons and it's an MMO, but like if you just want to play solo and just do like Somerset Isles, yeah, that's what it was. And like if you just want to like do the story quests and just do a dungeon like as you get to a map, like to get the little points for leveling up, just do it once. It's pretty easy to do. You don't actually have to do any of the in-game content to have like a really good experience on that game. Shivering Isles is playing of Shaggorath. All right, so fuck it. We'll just get it. We'll get right into the game and we'll just start gaming. And then maybe a little bit after I get going and I'm like running around collecting herbs and shit, we'll start doing some reactions. But I'm going to start off by saying this, which is, I'll put this over here. Here's what I remember from the game. All right, here's what I can remember, because Skyrim in my brain has overridden a lot of this game. Also, we kind of have to test to see how the game runs on the computer, because I didn't actually load up the game and run it with my current settings. I just kind of did the base settings. Where the fuck is it? Where is the game? Am I stupid? Oh, it's The Elder Scrolls, not Elder Scrolls. Here's what I remember from this game. This is as much as I remember. I remember some Dark Brotherhood quests were really difficult. Okay? I had a hard time with some Dark Brotherhood quests when I was a kid. I remember being very angry. that that you couldn't dual wield because you had to use shields. Music too loud, you think? I mean, I'm looking at it. I mean, I'll change the settings here in just a second. Is that better? Scott, at the end of the live, Andrew Wilson came in and said that several libertarian people want another debate between Dyer and Zulu. Do you think it will happen without him rage quit or running? Oh, dude, I don't know. Well, fuck. I don't know. Did you get the horse? No, I just paid for the base game. I didn't pay for the fucking $10 DLC. I'm not rich like you guys, okay? So anyways, here's what I remember. I do remember the horse armor was the beginning of the end of microtransactions in games. I remember, what else do I remember? I remember that the Dark Brotherhood quests were fun and difficult. I remember that sneaking archery builds were almost always super OP. I remember guards being crazy and having bad stuff. I vaguely remember going into portals as part of the main quest. I remember being a vampire and fast traveling to areas and then being in the sun and then being like, fuck, no, I didn't mean for this to happen. What do I do? Where is the shade? I remember that. And that's about mostly what I remember. Like, it has been a long ass time since I played this game. We'll do a mage build. I almost always do mage builds. I mean, like doing an archer stealth build is just kind of the go-to, but yeah. Yeah. Once you can make spells, that is pretty intense. Love your content, bro. Jay Dyer was a perfect example of a midwit earlier. I don't think Jay Dyer is a midwit. I think Jay Dyer is very intelligent. I just think he's dishonest. Right? I don't think Jay Dyer is like a 110 IQ bro or a midwit. I think of that about Jim Bob, but about Jay Dyer, I don't really think that about him. Like, he's clearly an intelligent person. He's very quick-witted, quick on his feet. I just don't think he's genuinely interested in like having a good faith conversation or debate about ideas. And like, he'll just say whatever gets him the dub. He'll interrupt, he'll lie about things. I mean, many of the positions that he was like critiquing me on are positions he holds, and he's doing it just to get dubs. Right? So I think we do a big disservice to ourselves by assuming all of our enemies are dumb because they don't agree with us or something. Or that they're like a midwit. Okay, if a midwit can have high IQ, then what the fuck is a midwit? You know what I mean? But anyway, so that's what I remember about this game. I'm gonna get in, or we'll get it loaded, we'll get the story going, and then once I'm like running around just picking herbs and shit, we'll start doing some reaction content. Actually, I'm gonna cut the volume down just a little bit more. Should I play with a controller or should I play it with mouse and keyboard? What do you guys think? I think a high IQ midwit would be someone between the IQ of like 100 and 115. And they like, those people have like a pretty bad like Dunning-Kruger effect. Even though Dunning-Kruger is not real, you get what I mean by the concept. But should I play this with a controller or should I play this with mouse and keyboard? I mean, you probably need mouse to aim spells. But yeah, if I'm going to do a caster build, maybe a mouse and keyboard's a little easier. I agree. Like I usually prefer mouse and keyboard, but here's the thing. With a controller, I get to kick back. and relax. But I'll do mouse and keyboard for a stream. Maybe I'll save Oblivion for stream. Who knows? We might have to change settings or whatever depending on what it looks like.
87 years ago.
Make myself a little
For
smaller.
65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
Okay, this is pretty good.
The gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
This is pretty well done. I'll give Bethesda did a pretty good job in the art department of this though.
This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the third
Yeah, this is like
year,
130 gigabytes.
and the final hours of my life.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. This music is bringing back the child in me. This is definitely bringing back the kid in me. I'm as a millennial, I was like, what, like 16, 17 when this game came out? Oh my God, who's saying it's Sean Beam? Okay, are we gonna